Thank you for watching MMA Odds Breaker. I am Frank Trigg, and that handsome young man on the other side of the camera today is Michael Chandler. Mike, what's going
What's
on, bud?
up?
How you doing, man?
Doing good. Just got done. I'm here at Alliance in one of the offices. Just got done doing a nice little drill workout, kind of that last week before I head out to Albuquerque. So I'm excited. Can't wait to do it.
Are you worried about the altitude in Albuquerque for this fight with Dave Rickles?
I'm not. I've had a couple people ask me about it. Kind of one of those things where I'm just going to ignore it, act like it's not there, and just I've put in a lot of work here. Actually, some extra work just to make sure I'm in the best shape of my life, and I really am, and feeling good. So it's going to be there, I think, but I'm not going to acknowledge it, not going to worry about it, and hopefully it doesn't affect me.
Well, we all know if you ignore from college wrestling, if you ignore the fact that you can't get off the bottom, it becomes a problem come national tournament time. If you can't figure out how to stop a double leg or how to get a double leg whenever you need to, have that one go-to move, it always becomes a problem in the national tournament. This is essentially your national tournament. Since you beat Eddie Alvarez, Eddie didn't really know who you were. He kind of overlooked you. You beat the crap out of him. He's trying to run away to the UFC, doesn't want to fight you again because now he even knows more about you. It's a little bit more scary. You've been unstoppable, 11-0. Like, you're really, I don't want to say you're the greatest of all time. You're not an Anderson Silva type. But this fight for Dave Rickles is Weidman versus Silva. He sees you as the Silva type in Bellator that can't be beat, and he sees himself as Chris Weidman. He's come out and said, I'm going to expose Chandler. He's a great fighter, all-around fighter, but I'm going to expose him that he's really not unbeatable. Do you, feel that way? And now you're saying, oh, the altitude, I'm just going to, not pay attention to it. It won't affect me. But is that really what's going on, or is that just the piece you're giving to the media?
No, I mean I think I've made a living out of realizing that bad things can happen to people, realizing that people are going to be put in bad situations, realizing that there is bad stuff in this world, realizing that there's a lot of negative outcomes that can happen. But I'm always just a positive thinker. I'm a positive talker. I'm a positive doer. So I think to sit here and go through a training camp and worry about the altitude, worry about, oh my gosh, what if I gas out, worry about this, worry about that, it's going to do nothing but put doubt in my mind, and I shouldn't have any doubt in my mind. I train every single day, to become the best in the world. I train every single day to be able to go out there and finish Dave Rickles. I don't by any means think it's going to be an easy fight. I don't by any means think I'm unbeatable. There's 1,000 ways to win, 1,000 ways to lose in this sport. With Anderson Silva and all kinds of other people who were quote-unquote not supposed to lose fights, and they lose them because there's submissions, there's knockouts, there's a button right here, there's a button right here, there's a button right here. If you get hit in one of those buttons, your lights go out, you wake up, and you're wondering where the heck you are, and the fight's over. And, you got a loss on your record, and you just got to be able to move past that kind of stuff. So I just tend to dwell on the positive, dwell on good things happen. I expect good things to happen in my life, so I expect myself to be able to go out there, perform, and not let something like the altitude affect me. And I'm just excited Dave Rickles has that attitude. I'm excited he wants to come forward and fight, and it's going to be a good fight fans.
I interviewed Weidman before his fight with Silva, and he said that if he had trained this hard and this smart in his college career, he would have been a multi-time national champion. He really kind of let his college career, from a wrestling standpoint, kind of go by the wayside because he didn't train as hard and work as hard as he could have. Now with you in MMA, out of your college wrestling career days are over, are you working just as hard as you did in college, or are you working harder now and smarter now than you did back then?
I will never work as hard as I worked ever again, and like I did in college. What I did in college was nuts. The 5 years there at Missouri, I can sit here and say it, but you understand it. You wrestled in college, but a lot of people don't understand what we go through as college athletes, especially just coming in and just grinding for 5 years and running your head into a wall every single day and thinking that you have to train hard to be the best. And you really do. You have to push yourself past barriers. You have to get outside your comfort zone. You have to, really truly believe that you deserve great things. But I think, with that being said, I am training as hard, harder than I need to in this sport because of the opportunity I've been given, man. I love being able to train every single day, wake up in the morning, and this is my job. I'm sitting here doing an interview right now. Like this is my job, and it's an amazing feeling to be able to do what I'm doing. So I definitely will say I'm working as hard. The equivalency of how hard I'm working right now is the equivalency of how hard I worked in college, but the workload is less, and and it's just a harder attitude. Like you said, I have coaches here who pull me back, who say, hey, take today off, go light today, go harder tomorrow, do this, do that. And I've learned to listen to my body. I'm 27 years old. I've been competing at a high level for, whatever it is, 14 years now. So, at this point, you learn what your body is telling you. If it's telling you you need to take some time off, if you have a sore throat, if you have a ding here and a ding there, you take a little time off and you let yourself make sure you actively recover and you supplement and you try to peak at the right time. So, like I said, the hardest work I've ever done in my life was in college, and I'm glad I don't have to go through that again. But I'm glad that has made me the man and the competitor I am today.
Now, I saw a bunch of photos of you on Instagram when you were at Comic-Con with the belt, this long-ass line, signing autographs. And the Comic-Con's in San Diego, so it's like you had to travel cross-country to go do his autograph signing. It basically was just down the street from your house, but it still was a distraction during the day. Do you look at it as a distraction, or do you look at it as a welcome break from the monotony of the everyday training?
Well, there's that fine line. There's nothing I love more than to sit and have fans come up and just shake my hand and say, I love watching you fight. I love your style, or I think you're a great guy. I love that you're a great ambassador of the sport, or I love to hear those kinds of things. I love to interact with the fans because I say it all the time. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for the fans, we'd just be a bunch of guys training in the gym and then going to fight in an underground basement, for a couple $100 cash or something. What the fans have helped us build this sport into, it is amazing, and it's a great opportunity. So I love meeting every single one of my fans. If I could, I would love to meet every single follower I have on Twitter, every friend I have on Facebook, just because they are a huge part of my career. They are, they are my fan base and the people that believe in me and want to see me do good. So there's that fine line. Right now it's fight. I'm a little bit over a week away from the fight. You get the interviews. You get, you get more notoriety. There's more distractions. There's sponsorships, calling your managers. Hey, here, you got to send them the shorts. You got to get the sponsorships. Make sure the sponsorships are on the shorts. You got other phone calls. Just last week, I finally sent in all my corner applications, all 4 or 5 of my medical stuff, fighter apps, and just all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of little distractions, but you just take it. You just take it as it comes, and you realize it's all part of the job. And try, just like I said earlier, try not to focus on whether or not it's going to affect me. If it affects me, it affects me, but I'm not going to consciously think, oh man, going to Comic-Con for a couple hours is really going to affect my training, and it's an inconvenience and that kind of stuff. And if you don't let it be a distraction or an inconvenience, then it won't be,
Speaking of distractions, you've never fallen into that young, successful athlete mindset where you've kind of got the world, by the horns. You can kind of do whatever you want, and you don't turn around and start chasing women. You didn't turn around and start spending your money on going out to find more hot chicks and younger chicks to keep coming out with you. You kind of avoided that whole thing, but I did hear a rumor now that you're dating somebody, which is the first I've heard. Even when I talked to Coach Smith, even in college, he's like, I got to be honest with you, I don't know. Coach Smith also wasn't that ingrained in your life outside the room. He wasn't all up in your business, but still, this is the first time since I've known you and known of you that the rumors come out that you actually have a steady girlfriend. Is this true? Or is this another rumor that everyone's putting out there?
It is true. No, I do. Me and her name's Bree. We've been dating for about 6 months now. She's back in Missouri, and I've known of her for actually 6 years, and had a crush on her for a long time, and ended up.
Man, you're 27 years old. Did you just say you had a crush on somebody?
Yeah, man.
The hell's wrong with you?
I had a crush on her. Yeah, didn't really know her, but I just knew of her. I knew her dad. I knew her friends. And she hung out with some great people. So I know she's a great person, solid girl, and she just she's easy. She's easy to work with. The problem all these guys fall into is they have girls who, they want more attention, or they don't understand how hard of a life this is, how what goals are, and what pursuing your dreams and what pursuing your passions are, and what putting in sweat equity is, and what putting in long hours at your workplace is, and she is that kind of girl. She's a physician's assistant. She's doing a residency right now, working 12 hours a day, so she knows what hard work is. She knows that she has to grind, and she knows I have to grind, and in our own different sectors of life, and our own different workplaces, but so she understands, and it's hard to find those kind of girls, and it all comes from being a good Missouri girl, growing up with great parents, and that kind of stuff. So it's been good. 6 months.
Yeah, but right now she's doing a residency and she's still in Missouri. When she gets done with her residency, she's going to look to relocate to San Diego to be closer to you, or you guys going to end up having to keep crossing halfway across the country.
It's we definitely talked about it. It's that serious. We talked about it. But first things first, she's got to finish up her residency. She's already got a job lined up right after. So she'd be crazy not to take that.
And that job's in Missouri?
Yes, yeah, okay. And they're at the University of Missouri. So she's already got that lined up. So
it's an okay place. The University of Missouri is okay. It's all right.
I love it, man. Columbia, Missouri is going to be my home someday. I want to move back there. But yeah, she's got a job lined up already. But we've talked about it. We've talked about relocating and all that kind of stuff, and everything's going great. But like I said, it all comes down to can you handle the fighter's life? Can you handle me being in training camp and then a fight getting canceled and then going back into training camp and then me traveling for Bellator, going up to New York to do that, and then being here in San Diego and no, sorry, I can't go to this concert with you. Sorry, I can't go to this wedding with you. I wish I could be there, but this is what I have to do. And it's hard to find somebody, especially a girl, a woman who understands that kind of stuff.
Hold on, did she already ask you to go to a wedding with her?
Yeah.
Dude, you're done. That's it. It's over. It's over. If a
No,
girl's asking you to go to a wedding, it's done.
She has a lot of friends. She's got a lot of friends, and we're actually going to a wedding here in San Diego, which makes it easier. And at the end of August. So whose
wedding though? Did you ask her to that wedding, or she asked you?
It's her best friend. We're her best friend. She's the maid of honor. So
yeah, she's catching the bouquet. You're done. That bouquet's getting thrown. She's catching it. It's over. Just write yourself off, son.
Hey, we'll see. If she does, she does.
You're the best committed, non-committal guy I've ever met. Nope, we're working on it. We're looking at it, but we'll see what happens. Nope, we're definitely talking about relocating. We're talking about it, but we'll see what happens.
I know. I told you she's amazing, and she gets it. She understands my lifestyle, and she's a great girl, and she's beautiful, and we're just taking it one day at a time and just enjoying each other.
Good. I'm sending Bree a copy of this right away so she knows what to expect.
Exactly. No, I'm going to tell her. You got to tell me when it comes out.
I will for sure. Mike, thanks for coming on here. Good luck at Steve Rickles next week. Go after him, man. It's gonna be great. He's 14-1, I believe, and you're 11-0. Record-wise, you guys are really close, but competition-wise, it should be another one of those Michael Chandler highlight reel kind of nights, and I really like it.
I hope so, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the questions, even the non-conventional ones about my love life. But yeah, thank you very much. Make sure you tune in July 31st.